FM.
The Bucks win in overtime. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports NBA. The Bucks beat the Pistons 140-133 in overtime. Doc Rivers on heading into the postseason with an 8-game winning streak.
I love winning going into the playoffs, but it doesn't. The break kind of ends that anyway. But I do think we have great confidence in each other. Our guys, they like what we're doing. We have a lot of confidence, and I think that's the key going into the playoffs.
Baseball, the Brewers losing to the Diamondbacks 5-2. Pat Murphy says losing Saturday night in the bottom of the ninth probably stung more.
The one last night maybe a little bit more, but, we didn't have a very fresh pen. Hopefully, Freddie, he gave us all he had. Obviously, you guys could see what you could see.
Golf, Rory McIlroy on winning his first Masters tournament.
To think that I'm up here wearing one of those green jackets is, honestly, it's a dream come true. Like, my dreams have been made today.
That's Rory McIlroy with Sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy tonight, couple of showers around and breezy. Some mixed snow possible. Low in the mid-30s. Sunshine returns for tomorrow, but the wind stays up, high in the upper 40s. Warmer day on Wednesday with lots of sunshine and highs well in the 50s. Currently 51 degrees.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone or just taking a deep, calming breath to ground yourself. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org.
Reviewing the week's legal news with a friend of the court.
Well, I'm looking forward to Saturday morning. I haven't missed one. Outstanding. Just like being in school.
It has been a week in the areas of law and government and the aspiration for justice in America. As always, I am delighted. I am honored that you have chosen to spend some of your weekend time with me in discussion.
Amicus, a law review with Jim Santel. Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. Todd Albaugh.
Hey, everybody, join us next time. Pat Cratlow, host of Up North News Radio, will join us to talk about the effect of Trump tariffs on Wisconsin. Be here.
The Todd Albaugh. Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who loves to watch true crime, but only if it's shoplifting, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday night in the state of Wisconsin. On an overcast, we have basically hurricane winds here in northeast Wisconsin. I don't know what, I think 60 miles an hour is considered low-grade hurricane winds. Can you confirm or deny that, Conrad?
I cannot confirm or deny that. I know nothing.
Well, your folks live in Key West. They probably have some idea.
They don't. They used to live there. They don't live. They live inland now.
Oh, that's right. Because of the hurricanes?
No, just because
cheaper.
Yeah, Key West isn't cheap.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like they probably leaving. I mean, Key West. If you're willing to take your life in your hands to live there, it's probably one of the most beautiful places.
Well,
but also very expensive.
That all the houses down there are on stilts.
Yeah,
so it's not actually. They got a carport under it, so it's no garage. It's just you put your car under crazy. That. Yeah.
Do they have a boat?
No, they do not.
Okay.
Now it takes them a little bit to get to the water.
I have a pair of stilts, and I might wear them in one day. I might do the show from stilts. I don't know if that's ever been done.
I don't know if the mic can reach that far up.
Yeah, we'll see. I can shout. Hey, great to have you with me tonight, folks. It is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. I am your host, Pete Schwaba. We are broadcasting live from downtown Green Bay. A beautiful night here in the state of Wisconsin. And a good week. I hope you all had a good weekend. I hope you had a good day, because I know Mondays can be kind of a downer. But I I like getting back to work. I get excited to get back and like get in a routine. Like this weekend was fun, but sometimes I don't know what to do with myself. Like, what did you do this weekend, Conrad?
Well, I didn't do much. I went golfing.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much about it. I worked out, cleaned.
Do you consider golf working out?
I used to, but
okay.
That's before driving in a cart, getting out swinging, for how many times I played 18. It's a little exercise, it gets you moving and get your body moving, but it's not like walking.
You probably burn like 0.75 calorie with each swing.
This is the difference. Last year I walked for the first time, and after that I didn't want to do anything. Like for the rest of the day, I was like, I'm done.
But you had your club's on a cart, right?
Like a push cart.
Right.
So on Saturday I golfed, and I don't have a push cart myself yet. I borrowed one from my brother, but he was golfing too, so I couldn't. So after I was on the golf cart, I still went and worked out after it. I was like, I feel like I didn't work out today yet. So
yeah,
I still went and did that.
I remember when I was a kid, I learned on the 3 Lakes, Wisconsin golf course. That's where I learned how to golf. It's the worst course. It's basically just 9 holes of sand and crappy grass. Like the greens don't look that much different from the fairways. Like it's not like, but it was beautiful. It was right on a lake, and it was like kind of home. That's where we learned during the summer, and we would carry our clubs.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking some people that had the push carts, it's like, oh man, are they a bunch of slackers? And now it seems like anybody, especially if you have money, they just drive a cart. Like golf is nothing. Like when I had to carry my clubs as a kid, that was exercise. Like you're out in the sun, fighting off horse flies. But I don't know. I guess it would be more fun if you had a cart because you could save some energy, but I don't know.
I actually, last year I played with I got put together with someone who was also a solo, and they had an electric push cart.
Oh, I mean, come on.
Where they had a remote, and he would push
God's
it forward.
Like Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack?
Pretty much. It was, I was like, well, the funny thing is he was like kind of on the green with it, and there's a bunker right next to it.
Yeah.
His whole thing started driving and fell off.
Oh, that's hilarious. It's fun. Just being out in the sun can exhaust you. I was out on Saturday, just taking a walk through the neighborhood. Some friends had a fire going. I stopped by. My wife and I hung out for a while. We probably sat there for 2 hours, and it was, 50 degrees. In the sun, it wasn't bad, but I had a sunburn. Like the side of my face just got baked. I was putting aloe on it. I'm like, I can't believe it's 50 degrees. It's not even mid-April, basically, and I got a sunburn.
Well, you're Irish, right?
I am.
That explains it.
Yeah, but you got fair skin.
Yeah, but
don't blame it on the Irish.
I think I'm more German than Irish, so I don't burn as easily, but I still burn.
All right. I was just surprised. I was like, I'm chilly. I mean, the fire helped, but I feel like, and my wife, we were exhausted like the rest of the day. We could barely stay awake. We went and saw that Rami Malek movie, The Amateur. And sometimes in marriage, you're going to hate something, but you've got to give your spouse a win. You've got to give in and say, yeah, sure, I'd like to see that with you. So my wife and I went with my dad, and all 3 of us were kind of falling asleep. We went out to eat first. And I think my wife and I, just because we were in the sun all day, were tired. But I hate to say this because Rami Malek is a good actor. He was great as Freddie Mercury. But I just didn't buy him at all in this role. And the movie was very just okay. He did things. He's like this genius analyst for the CIA, trying to get even with the guys that killed his wife. And he wants to be trained to be in the field. So he outsmarts them and he blows things up and he does these things, but they never really show how he does it. It's just like he's got his back against the wall and he clicks a button, something explodes. It's like, I would have loved to have seen how he did that. It was very just okay. Entertaining, but not that good. And he's tough to buy in that role. I don't know. He's got such a unique look. But I'll tell you, I saw Warfare last night, and that was intense. I know nobody probably likes war movies, but they're entertained by them or they're curious by them. I've seen all the big ones. This is probably the most, and again, I've never been to war. I have no desire, but based on what I've seen cinematically, This film really captures this group of Navy SEALs. It's based on a true story. The writer-director, Ray Mendoza, I think that was his group. He was a Navy SEAL. And an IUD goes off. It's unbelievable. And the first half of the movie, or the first like 20 or 30 minutes, you're just waiting. Like you see what Navy SEALs go through. They're just surveilling this house in Iraq. But they get discovered, and then chaos ensues. And some of it is hard to watch, but oh my God. You want to support troops, folks? Don't send them to war unless there is no other option. And I don't know. I don't think that's always been the case the last 25 years. Because what these guys have to go through in a movie, certainly, but also in real life. I mean, it was unbelievable. Really, really good film. Best war film I've ever seen. Highly recommend. So there you go. All right. Now, on the heels of that, that's the most guy movie I've seen in a while. So we're going to pivot because right now it's time for our question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question.
Questions.
What is your favorite chick flick? I just saw 2 very testosterone-y movies this weekend. I need to balance myself. So that's the question of the night. What is your favorite chick flick? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can say rom-com, chick flick, whatever, female-driven comedy. Would love to know. Text us on the old-fashioned cellular phone or on the app or on the stream at YouTube, Facebook, and X. WGBW too, right, Conrad?
Yeah. Also, we post these questions of the night on our Facebook now.
Yeah.
So if you want to get a comment in there so we could read it on air.
Absolutely. Get a hold of us any way you can, but please just get a hold of us. It's always more fun when you guys participate. I'm going to have to say, and I don't know, because it's one of the funniest movies I've seen, but Bridesmaids would probably be my favorite, if that qualifies as a chick flick. But it's a female-driven comedy, for sure. Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig. Really funny film. So I would say that's probably mine. I'm going to go the comedy angle. And checking our social media responses from earlier, Eric Rathsack of Ask Your Mother, our very tall, very awesome lead singing friend, says, has to be Bridesmaids. But he's saying this. Oh, that's so funny. He's saying the same thing I am. Is that even a chick flick, though? Or The Sweetest Thing? Both hilarious. I did not like The Sweetest Thing. I auditioned for that movie, and I know one of the producers, and it was hard for me to like that movie. I don't know what it is. I think, did you see it? It was kind of forced, I thought. Like, whereas Bridesmaids is just so organically funny. But great text, Eric. Thank you. And I'm sure The Sweetest Thing was quite popular. Daniel Wheeler says 4 weddings and a funeral. Great. That's great. He says a favorite for my wife and I. You remember Daniel Wheeler of You Have to Wet Your Mouth to Say Your Last Name fame?
Yes.
Let us know, folks. What's your favorite chick flick? That's our question of the night. So we'll get to those after a short break and after I introduce our guest tonight. And we've got 2 great ones. Making radio history again. Christina Martin Wright from Arts for All, Wisconsin, joins us tonight at 6:35. Christina is outstanding. She used to work for the Wisconsin Film Festival. I've known her for years, and I love this organization. Just reading up about what they do, it's fantastic. So she will be here at 6:35. She's a lot of fun. And then Milwaukee-based comedian Dana Ehrman joins us. This is the first, where the history is being made, Conrad? This is the first time Dana and Christina have ever been on the same radio show.
Yeah.
We're making it happen.
Yeah.
LFG. Let's do this. Dana's a very funny comedian, and she's making a name for herself, Milwaukee-based. You might remember her. She did a lot of coverage from the Wisconsin State Fair last year. I want to ask her about that. Lots of questions for Dana, and we've got a little sampling of her comedy we'll get to, too, at some point. But coming up next, we're going to read some of your texts. Man, what else? I had so much stuff to talk about tonight.
I watched something. I started watching a new show. The Studio with Seth Rogen.
Okay. I've heard mixed.
I It comes out weekly, which sucks. I think it would be better if they just put them all out right away.
Totally agree.
I am enjoying the show. I think it's hilarious. He plays a studio head. Well, he took over one of his friends' roles as studio head, and she got mad at him, and it was the whole thing. And I think it's a good show. Seth Rogen produced it and directed, I think so.
All right.
And stars.
He needs to get more work. He doesn't work enough. All right, we'll talk about that. It's Adrian Brody's birthday today, folks. How can we let that slip by? We're coming right back. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Sing aloud because we want to make a crowd. Yeah, touch your hand and sing a song so pure, salvation rings. Tell me, can you feel it?
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
While the teams get ready to choose their top draft pick, you can help Mino and the Mayor choose their top craft pick.
Northeast Wisconsin is home to amazing breweries, wineries, cideries, and distilleries, and we need your help picking the best.
We've drafted 10 of our favorites, but which local craft beverage creator will go to number 1? That's up to you. Top craft pick creators include Fifth Ward Brewing Company in Oshkosh, New Denmark Brewing, Duck Creek Distillery and Winery in Denmark, and Captain's Walk Winery in Green Bay. Vote for your favorite now by logging on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick. When you vote, you'll enter a random drawing to win $250 in gift cards from participating craft creators. Don't wait. Voting ends Friday, April 18th. Log on WGBW.FM and click on Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick and vote right now. Mino and the Mayor's Top Craft Pick, drafting Northeast Wisconsin's finest one sip at a time.
UW-Madison is one of the country's leading hubs for supporting life-changing research and building a skilled workforce. An investment in UW-Madison helps make a healthier Wisconsin, build strong businesses, and win the war for workforce talent, not just in Madison, but across our entire state. Visit uwalumni.com/UW9 to tell your legislators to support UW-Madison in Wisconsin state budget. That's UW.
This evening's program, Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me. We are talking about chick flicks. That's our question of the night. I saw 2 very guy-heavy movies, so I thought, I got to bring myself back to center. Let's talk chick flicks tonight on Nightlight, and we're getting some great text. I said mine is Bridesmaids, and I'm going to throw a couple others out there too. Love Actually, great movie. Why you laugh? You not like that movie?
I watched it for the first time during Christmas this year.
Yeah.
I got bored. It took so long.
Says the guy who likes Adam Sandler. All right, what was the movie you were talking about, the bad Adam Sandler movie? For you to admit a movie about or with Adam Sandler is bad, that's huge, first of all.
Okay,
so I appreciate your honesty.
Well, I was talking to you during the break, and I said the worst Adam Sandler movie, and you said 50 First Dates, which is... That's crazy to me. I think that's a great movie. Did he do his Adam Sandler voice that makes him want to?
I can't.
All right. So Sandy Wexler is, you saw Jack and Jill, right?
Maybe.
All right. So Jack and Jill, he plays his
Jack
twin
and
sister and him.
That's funny.
That is the all-time worst Adam Sandler movie. But
and what's it called?
Jack and Jill.
Oh, Jack and Jill. Right. Okay.
Second closest to it came out today. On Netflix, Sandy Wexler. Oof. He plays a talent manager, but he has that high-pitched voice.
Oh,
the whole movie. The whole movie.
That was the one he kind of stole the idea from not stole, but it's derivative of Broadway Danny Rose, I think. Where he's a bad agent.
Yeah. Well, he finally gets at the end, gets an agent or gets a talent out there. And that was the whole journey, is him finding this person and then getting him all the way to stardom.
Right.
But during the whole movie, you just don't feel bad for him. Like, it just does it to himself all the time. Talks in that high-pitched voice the whole time. I would not recommend it.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. But, all right, well, that's good. But does he do chick flicks? Would you call 50 First Dates a chick flick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
That's up there then. Love Actually, The Threesome, which I saw at the Wisconsin Film Festival a week ago. I'm telling you, maybe the best. Not a chick flick. It is a kind of a chick flick, but it's a rom-com. Loved it. Legally Blonde, great one. Dirty Dancing, very popular one. Harry Met Sally, When Harry Met Sally. A lot of options out there. Let's get to the text line. Gretchen from Green Bay says, Crazy Stupid Love. Forgot about that one. I've never seen that movie.
I haven't either.
Yeah, thank you, Gretchen. Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids says, G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane was great. Demi Moore, Viggo Mortensen plays the Master Chief. She's in Navy SEAL training. I really like that movie.
Isn't that Will Smith's wife?
Demi Moore?
No. The G.I. Jane joke.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke.
Fried green. Tyler also says fried green tomatoes. Never saw that all the way through, interestingly enough. He says the parking lot incident was cool. Thank you, Tyler. Steve from Florida. That's Conrad's dad, folks. Funny chick flick is The Other Woman.
Yep.
The ending is epic. What is that film?
It has Kate Upton in it. So that's why it's a good movie.
So that's the only reason that's a good movie. She's in a lot of other movies too, you might like. She was in The Three Stooges. The Farrelly brothers cast her as a nun. And there's a scene where they're all at the pool and she takes her nun clothes off and she's got this bikini on. And the Stooge is like, whoa, is that Sister Beatrice? So great. Anna from Madison says, hi, Pete and Conrad. My favorite chick flick is Bridesmaids. Another vote for Bridesmaids. My other favorites are The Notebook and Bridges of Madison County. Yeah, The Notebook's good. That's a great one. Monica from Mount Horeb says, I was going to say Bridesmaids, but I'll change it to Overboard with Goldie Hawn. Wow, I forgot about that one. And thanks, because I just got tickets for tomorrow for the amateur, that Rami Malek movie. You know what, Monica? My dad liked it, and I didn't dislike it. It will entertain you. I was entertained. Part of the writer side of me comes out, and I poke holes and stuff. So I can be annoying to watch movies with sometimes, but I bet you'll like it. I don't think you'll ask for your money back by any stretch. So I hope you do enjoy it, despite my words here tonight. Matt from Germantown says, just got back from Key West for the first time. It was beautiful.
It always is.
Well done, Matt. Welcome home. Welcome back to the state where summer might never happen this year. Dave on the text line says Beaches. I never saw Beaches either. Bette Midler. And
I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah.
My pick is Pretty Woman.
Yeah,
I just saw it for the first
popular.
time last Thanksgiving around that time. I was into the movie the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
You like that, but you didn't like Love Actually. Okay.
I thought it was, kind of bad. Like, the cheating on the husband and
struck a nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we've got, it's Adrian Brody's birthday today. And those of you might remember, he gave the longest Oscar speech ever. We really tore him up here on Nightlight. And to the point where he called me. And I recorded it, folks, so I could play it for you. And you guys can judge for yourself whether I was being out of line or if Adrian was just being kind of an idiot. But he did call. I think we should play that right now, Conrad. Are we good? Okay. I recorded the phone, too. Hello?
Yeah. Is this Pete Schwaba?
Yeah. Who's calling?
It's Adrian Brody, cheese dick. Or you've been talking about me about my acceptance speech.
How did you get this number?
I could get to anyone. You seen how broad my shoulders are?
Yeah, but what's that got to do with it?
I know you think you're hot with your little radio show, but people love my speech.
I'm sure they did. I'm surprised you're not still giving it, to be honest.
Yeah, I want an apology, and I want it right now.
Dude, I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but most people thought your speech sucked. It was meandering. It went on forever. I'm sorry, but it was almost as long as The Brutalist, for God's sakes.
Oh, yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like my speech. You think I don't know that? You know how many phone calls I still have to make? Oh, yeah, no one understands me.
Yeah. Hey, Adrian, come on, man. Relax. It's cool. Look, you got 2 Oscars. Why would you care what anyone thinks about your speech or feel the need to talk for that amount of time and not really say anything? Come on, man.
Oh, you know what? Here I am opening up to you, and you take another shot at me. Have you seen my shoulders?
Yeah, but I mean,
have you seen my shoulders?
Yeah, man. I saw a lot more of you than that in The Brutalist, which was totally unnecessary, by the way. Look, dude.
Look, it's cool, Schwaba. I'll do anything for a role, but yeah, people love my shoulders. Hang on a second. Harvey Weinstein's calling from prison, and make sure I'm treating his ex-wife well. You believe that guy? Ugh.
Yeah.
Hey, no hard feelings, chief.
Happy birthday, Adrian. He's a good guy. He just gave him a hard time. It was nice to talk to him, though.
Yeah.
All right. Arts for All Wisconsin, folks. That is what it is all about. Let's go. Christina Martin Wright is coming up next on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this?
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW. This is your local civic media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Starting today, you can no longer apply for Social Security benefits over the phone. Savannah Tomei Olson explains.
Across the country, people applying for benefits or making direct deposit changes now have to do it online or in person. The Trump administration says it's part of a new identity verification process. But of course, the federal government is in the middle of massive budget cuts, which have already reduced staff and resources at the Social Security Administration. Now, some people don't have the ability to figure this stuff out on their own over the internet. So one of the biggest issues is proximity. According to the Urban Institute, 1 in 5 Wisconsinites would have to travel 46 miles or more to get to their nearest Social Security office. The number of calls to the AARP call center has more than doubled in the last 2 months. Jim Flaherty from AARP Wisconsin.
They're concerned and they're confused. And it is up to our president and our Congress to work in a bipartisan manner. This is not a partisan issue. They need to work together to make sure that this program remains strong and solvent for current and future generations.
More than 1.3 million Wisconsinites get Social Security benefits. People qualify through retirement, disability, or as a family member of someone who's eligible. For Civic Media News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson.
19-year-old Mauricio Paulus was sentenced to 10 years in prison, followed by 10 years of extended supervision for a count of attempted first-degree child sexual assault and a count of second-degree sexual assault of a child. This stems from incidents in the Tundra Hotel in Green Bay in January of 2024. They involved a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old girl. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is adding a category to the Oscars. Starting in the year 2028, Best Stunt Design will be recognized as a category. The honor will be officially called the Academy Award for Achievement in Stunt Design. Movies released in 2027 will be eligible for the honor at the 100th Academy Awards ceremony. The late actor Chadwick Boseman was known for being committed to his craft. He was so committed, according to Black Panther director Ryan Coogler, that he talked with the T'Challa accent through the entire movie shoot. This is not that uncommon, but it did freak out Disney executives who visited the set. Coogler says he had to tell the executives not to panic and that Boseman was working. Coogler's new film Sinners opens in theaters April 18th. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy tonight, couple of showers around and breezy. Some mixed snow possible. Low in the mid-30s. Sunshine returns for tomorrow, but the wind stays up, high in the upper 40s. Warmer day on Wednesday with lots of sunshine and highs well in the 50s. Currently 49 degrees.
The Todd Alba Show.
Markets continue to tumble after Donald Trump's additional tariffs. I'm not here to tell anybody, oh, I told you so. I think it goes to show how much hurt, anxiety, and angst there was in the voting public in the fall. They were looking for anything to believe in. But now the hard, cold reality is starting to slap people in the face. Trump and Vance have lied, and now the chickens are coming home to roost.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. Amicus, a law review with Jim Santel.
Ross calling in.
Thanks for your show. I'm just wondering if we're watching or witnessing a legal system where what we thought was precedent is now going to be sort of cast away.
The reality is the question that you raise about the future and what are the implications when in fact the things we understood always to be bedrocks of our community, of our nation, are no longer that.
Amicus, a law review, Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. Earl Ingram.
I'm thrilled to welcome my friend Tom Barrett.
So great to have you with me on this Monday night as we start a new week with all kinds of potential to do better, to laugh harder, to love more, to live every moment of every day. So what better way? This, we call Thursday the Christmas Eve of weeknights. This is like the New Year's Day of the week. Have a New Year's resolution every Monday, folks.
There you go.
Make one tonight. And tell us what your favorite chick flick is. That's what we're talking about tonight. That's our question of the night. I would say Bridesmaids is probably the front runner right now. And that's mine as well. I've got several that I like, but I would say Bridesmaids is probably my favorite. Comedian, Milwaukee-based comedian, Dana Ehrman joins us at 7:20 tonight. Very excited to meet Dana. I'm a fan of her comedy, and it's great to have her on the show. But right now, we are going to talk about arts and Wisconsin and disabilities and all the cool things happening at Arts for All Wisconsin with my good friend who I have not talked to in a while. And I'm excited that she reached out and that she's on the show tonight, Christina.
Hello. Hi, Pete.
How's it going?
It's going well. And, I was going to let you know that you are the wind beneath my wings, but then I just heard that you have never seen beaches. So I thought, well, that's such a wasted compliment because you'll have no context.
But I do know that movie or that song was in the movie, and I loved the Lou Rawls version from when I was a kid. And then I heard it. Who sang it in Beaches? Do you remember?
Well,
was it Whitney Houston or?
No, Bette Midler.
Oh, Bette Midler, of course.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a little dramatic, that version.
Yeah, it was Bette Midler, and it was a chick flick called Beaches.
It's great to have you here. Do you have a favorite chick flick, Christina?
Well, it came to mind right away as soon as you said, as soon as I heard the question was When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
Always has it'll always have a really special place in my heart.
Have you seen the Richard Linklater films, the trilogy of After Midnight, Before Sunrise? Those
probably not.
Okay.
Probably no.
Those are, I don't know if I'd call them chick flick. It's just two people talking through three movies, and then they flash forward in time. But they're brilliantly done. There's so many good ones out there. It's hard to narrow them down just in one night. But
I did like the Bridesmaids. It was that.
Yeah.
Good old Milwaukee film.
That's right. Oh my God, I totally forgot that it was set in Milwaukee. Yeah. Oh my God, that's great. That's most of our votes tonight have been for Bridesmaids. So you are in good company there, my friend.
Great.
It's great to see you. You used to work for the Wisconsin Film Festival, correct?
That's correct. Even though really probably when I was hired, my most recent film that I had seen was that Benjamin Button film.
Yeah.
It was not probably the wisest thing to do to put me in charge of coordinating that amazing festival. But I'm so happy that Ben Reiser is there, Mike King, Jim Healy. They're in such great hands.
They do a great job. I've said it before recently too. People are probably sick of hearing me talk about it, but they just program so well. I love what they offer in the way of films, new, old, classics. It's
Something for everyone.
yeah, it really is. And the appearances. So was it hard to leave that? Did you go right from the Wisconsin Film Festival to Arts for All?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the mission of Arts for All just pulled me right in, and it's really my dream job.
It's a great mission. I have it here right now. Do you mind if I read it?
Please do.
To expand the capabilities, confidence, and quality of life for children and adults with disabilities by providing programs in dance, drama, creative writing, music, and visual art. That's a lot.
It is a lot. When we say all, we mean all. All
Yeah.
people, all abilities, and all different art forms.
So tell us a little bit. You've got some big things coming up. Tell us a little bit about the start of this organization, where it's at now. How can people help? And do you put shows on? How does this function?
Great. Well, we started, as all good things do, as a program of the Kennedy Center for the Arts. Perhaps your listeners are familiar with what's going on at the Kennedy Center these days, but
Or not going on.
40 exactly. 40 years ago, we became an affiliate member of a program out of the Kennedy Center. So we were founded as Very Special Arts Wisconsin. Okay, and this was a program that had been started by Gene Kennedy Smith a few years earlier at the Kennedy Center, called Very Special Arts Kennedy Center. And so 40 years ago this year, we became a nonprofit organization, and we're headquartered in Madison, still are, but our reach is truly statewide. And we work with children as young as 3 years old and through adults through the end of their lives, through all different art forms. In classes, performances, we have choirs throughout the state. We have visual art programs, exhibitions that travel the state, and we do have some performances too. So our choirs perform for their communities, and we have a dance recital coming up at the end of May.
Nice.
And a very special event on May 17th.
Okay. So here's I love all of that.
Yeah.
I wish, there was this kind of focus on the arts for people with or without disabilities. I think we could use more of that in Wisconsin.
We sure could.
I understand why, there are great arts going on here, but I think we could use more of it. I love that people with disabilities have access to this. That is so fantastic. You've got a big, like you said, a big event coming up, an anniversary event. Tell us about that, Christina.
Well, we've doubled up on this event. So every year we host something called the Creative Arts, or the Creative Power Arts Award Celebration. So we have a statewide program in visual art every year where we invite people ages 5 years old through adults to submit up to 2 pieces of original artwork to us. We accept all submissions that meet the criteria of size and suitable content for all viewing. And we exhibit all of these works. So right now, I'm coming to you live from Madison Youth Arts Center or My Arts. And this is a 4-story building. We have art on 3 of the 4 floors right now. We have over 200 pieces of art, original works from people with disabilities from Wisconsin, and we're exhibiting all of them. Now, a few weeks ago, we invited 3 members of the arts community to come in and adjudicate or judge them to award some Creative Power Awards. And this is what they look like. They're handmade glass awards by an artist named John Wass, who's out of Oshkosh. And we will give these awards plus a cash prize to 10 artists in different age groups. and on May 17th. So we gather together every year, and this has been happening now at My Arts, third year in a row. And it's become this Academy Awards like ceremony.
Yeah.
They're in a 300-seat theater, gorgeous theater.
Wow.
And we give the awards to the artists. And in between the awards presentations, we have invited guests, professional and amateur artists with disabilities, to perform dance and song, recite their original poetry. And this year it's going to be a fantastic event, because we are also looking back on the last 40 years and presenting some awards, like a gratitude award, to someone who was very, very important to our founding and really to our longevity.
Wow, that is something else. My guest is Christina Martin Wright. She is the executive director for Arts for All Wisconsin. If people want to get more involved in this, Christina, I assume you guys use volunteers or people who just give their time. How can they find out more information? And do they have a choice of what kind of stuff they can help with? Like, let's say they have a music background or film background or whatever.
You bet. We happily accept volunteer time from people who want to participate in our classes. We offer classes during the day and in the evening, in all of these different art forms. So people can help with hanging exhibitions or doing even some administrative work. We always accept any special skills that people can bring to our organization. And they can go on our website, which is artsforallwi.org, and find our volunteer under support. They'll find different ways to get involved there.
And this is like, to me, it's like part of the reason I said I would love to see more arts programs for everybody too, is just because part of your story is it says, since 1985, we have been guided by our understanding that the arts build bridges between people, support physical and mental wellness, and celebrate diversity in our community. It really is all about community. I mean, what kids learn doing plays or being part of a band and working together towards a common goal, you cannot put a price on that. I mean, it's so vitally important. So is this 40th anniversary, this event, can people go to that? Can people?
Yes. Go to our website. You'll see along the top, there's an events tab. That's a way to get involved. We are very committed to accessibility in all aspects of our work, including financial accessibility. So you'll find that this award celebration truly is a full celebration evening out, with experiences, hands-on arts experiences, food, beverages, all provided by the Great Dane here in Madison.
Oh yeah, great.
Is nearly $15 per person.
Oh wow.
$15.
At those prices, you can't afford not to go.
That's right.
The way I look at it.
And truly, at a time where there's so much conflict and uncertainty and, dare I say, angst in the air, there's really nowhere more joyful to be on May 17th than at My Arts at this event.
Very well said. So share, if you would, a couple. I know you guys have some other events coming up too. I'm looking at your calendar here.
Yeah.
Very busy and a lot going on. Like you said, something for everybody, but you have dance, choir. Tell us more about those activities.
We have dance and choir. We have choirs throughout the state in 5 different locations. Closest to your immediate listening area, in Appleton, in Oshkosh, Madison, Milwaukee, and Wisconsin Rapids. And these are choirs, Pete, for people 16 and up, with and without disabilities. So we do see folks who join with a friend. We see a lot of people who start as volunteers but stay for the music and will perform along with the choirs. We have some online only classes as well.
Nice.
And some free programs for veterans, veterans in Green Bay and in Madison. And then also we have a program called Spark, which is a once monthly program for people with memory loss and their care partners.
That's excellent. And I was going to ask you about that anyway. We have to do a very quick break, and then we'll come back with more with Christina Martin Wright. She is the executive director for Arts for All Wisconsin. They do amazing things, and she's spending a few minutes here with us tonight on Nightlight. We'll be back after this very short break. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Hey, you looking for something to do for Earth Day? Then I have the volunteer opportunity for you. Hey, it's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. And Saturday, April 19th from 8:30 till noon, join the Baird Creek Preservation Foundation for their annual Earth Day, Work Day, and cleanup at the Baird Creek Greenway. This involves invasive species removal, pond cleanup, and trash pickup for those who bring kids. To learn more, go to WGBW.FM and click events. Don't forget to bring gloves.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. In the April 1st spring election, Susan Crawford won the incredibly expensive race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. And she didn't just win, but won decisively, gaining 55% of the vote, a 10-point margin ahead of her opponent, Brad Schimmel. It is a remarkable victory. And in so many ways, this race became a referendum on Elon Musk, from his prominent position in the Trump administration to the tens of millions of dollars he put towards backing Brad Schimmel in this race. And Wisconsin voters spoke decisively, rejecting Musk at this critical moment. All 72 counties in Wisconsin shifted to the left from last fall's election. That includes Brown County, home to Green Bay, where Musk held a rally just days before the election, handing out million-dollar checks. The sweeping results we're seeing are going to send a powerful message that will resonate nationally. Wisconsin voters spoke loud and clear, saying, "We cannot be bought."
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation Area and on our website at civicmedia.us.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at This Is Pre-Tirement.
Great to have you with me on this Monday night. Got a really fun week of shows coming up here, and it all starts tonight. Dana Ehrman, Milwaukee-based comedian, will be here at 7:20. Right now, we are spending some time with Christina Martin Wright. She is the executive director of Arts for All Wisconsin. They do amazing work. Before the break, Christina, I felt like we were kind of rushed, but talk about Spark, because I know that, with older people or people with memory issues, the arts can be incredibly therapeutic and help, as I understand it, stem further memory loss if they get involved with theater or music or whatever. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. Arts for All Wisconsin, and for your listeners, I guess I went over this pretty quickly. We originally were Very Special Arts Wisconsin, or VSA. So many of your listeners may be familiar with us under our former name. In 2019, we changed our name to Arts for All Wisconsin, but our mission, as you so eloquently read it earlier, has remained exactly the same. So our organization has worked with people with memory loss, developmental disabilities, traumatic head injuries for many, many, many years through the decades. So when we had an opportunity to join the Spark Alliance, which is a national organization, we thought this is a perfect fit because we've already been doing this work in many ways. And of course, there are different considerations working with people with dementia and Alzheimer's due to and dementia, because of Alzheimer's and other diseases. So we have done training in this area with organizations in Wisconsin, and we became certified to be Dane County's Spark provider. So what that is it's a program that is truly designed to engage both the individual with memory loss and their care partners. So the care partners are not there just bringing their loved one or their client to the session. They're actually also engaging in whatever activity that we're doing. And because Arts for All is a multidisciplinary organization, we have designed our programs to include more than one art form in every session. So we might have storytelling and music, visual art project like printmaking and songwriting in the same group.
And it's so important too, because I introduce all the films on Independent Lens and POV and PBS, and I write the intros. And I just recently, there's a trilogy of films called Mind Over Matter, My ALS, My Parkinson's, My Alzheimer's. And they stress how important it is in those films to support caregivers.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of the time it's their family, they're stressed out. They don't have a ton of money to just take care of someone. So it's really a stressor. So I think getting them involved as well is just such a great thing you guys are doing.
Well, it's one of my favorite aspects of that program because we see them coming out of their shells as well. They make connections with other care providers and care partners. And it truly forms a network. And, it's the last 5 years have been very isolating for so many people, and really none more so than people with disabilities. So having a program, and this is a free program because of donors that we are absolutely dependent upon right now.
So great that people know that now, or that you get the word out about that, because they might not know that you have this resource,
That's right. And we've had a call for even more programs like it. So we have expanded into a program called Good Company, and which is also offered free to individuals with memory loss.
I talked a little bit at the top of the show about how I saw this film called Warfare yesterday. And it's the most realistic in my limited knowledge. I mean, I have a lot of family that have been in the military. I've never been close to it, but this film was so powerful and so intense, and you see what veterans go through. Can you expand a little bit on the programs that you have for veterans and how people might find out about them and get involved in them?
Well, this is one of our very few programs that is very tailored. We just mentioned Spark. That is really one of the other programs that's very tailored to a particular group of people. Most of our programs are very broad. And our veterans program was specifically designed in conjunction with vet centers throughout the state. It started in Madison. We went up to Wausau. Unfortunately, the Wausau Vet Center closed, and but then last year we expanded to Green Bay. So this is a program that veterans find out about through the vet centers, and they're recommended for it.
Yeah.
It's also a program that we do in conjunction with a readjustment counselor or one of the counselors at the vet center. So they're always present in the room to help the veterans with and guide them through moments that come up that perhaps our professional teaching artists wouldn't necessarily be appropriate for.
Can we keep you for a few more minutes, Christina?
Sure.
We gotta do the
I'd love
news.
it.
I want to finish this, and then I'm going to ask you what you're watching on TV. Most importantly, Christina Martin Wright is going to spend a few more minutes with us after the news. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for the Todd Albaugh Show.
Mino and the Mayor.
On Tuesday's show, Pam Seidel from the Fox Cities Convention and Visitors Bureau will discuss how the draft is affecting the Fox Cities.
And Daryl Burnett from the Automobile Gallery shares information on their James Bond car collection on display. Join us.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
Markets continue to tumble after Donald Trump's additional tariffs. I'm not here to tell anybody, oh, I told you so. I think it goes to show how much hurt, anxiety, and angst there was in the voting public in the fall. They were looking for anything to believe in. But now the hard, cold reality is starting to slap people in the face. Trump and Vance have lied, and now the chickens are coming home to roost.
The Todd Albaugh Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app. This is 97.9 WGBW Denmark, Green Bay's real news and great conversation, a Civic Media radio station.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. The man who allegedly set fire to the Pennsylvania governor's mansion has been denied bail as he faces charges, including attempted homicide. Court documents say 38-year-old Cody Balmer told police he planned to beat Governor Josh Shapiro with a small sledgehammer. A motive is still unclear. The president of El Salvador told reporters in the Oval Office that he won't send back the man the U.S. sent to his country last month, despite an immigration judge's order that should have prevented the man's deportation to his home country. ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
The White House has been arguing one thing on television and a very different thing in court. On TV, administration officials now say that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was not wrongly deported, that he was involved in human trafficking, that any right he might have had to stay in this country ended when the president deemed MS-13 a terrorist organization. But they've said none of that to judges. In its unanimous holding last week, the Supreme Court deemed Abrego Garcia's deportation illegal, and it said the administration must facilitate his return.
This is ABC News.
I'm Lisa Hale with WGBW News. Your news in depth. Find it in the news section at WGBW.FM. For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Swamico residents will pay more for water starting in 2026, up to 70% more, or an additional $150 or so per year. The increase comes as the village embarks on the construction of a $9.5 million well water treatment project. The project includes a new water well, a well house, treatment facility, and water tower. Construction on the project is set to begin later this year with an estimated completion date in 2027. United Auto Workers Local 291 has been on strike at Cummins Oshkosh for almost 4 weeks. Saturday, a rally was held across the street from Cummins at the union headquarters to show solidarity. One speaker was Joe Preisler, representing UAW Region 4.
Nobody wants to strike. I don't want to strike. Nobody does. Cummins put us here. Striking is not a career.
Fair is fair. Right.
Because it's corporate America taking advantage of people. We're not going to stand for it, are we?
No!
UAW Local 291 President Ryan Compton said the rally is to let striking workers know they're not alone.
It's just not the 291 members that know what's going on. It's other
locals, it's news outlets, it's people. We got people from Madison, Milwaukee, Janesville, Racine, Green Bay here. So that's what it's about, is to make sure that the guys that are on strike know that other people are still thinking about them and they didn't forget about them.
Compton said workers are striking because their contract expired January 29th. And Cummins has been slow coming to the table to negotiate. Talks are scheduled for April 22nd through the 24th. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
Playoff schedule announced. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. NBA, the Bucks face the Pacers this Saturday in Indy for Game 1 of their best-of-7 playoff series. Tip-off time at noon with coverage on ESPN. Milwaukee beat Detroit yesterday, 140-133 in overtime, winning their 8th game in a row. Does it feel like they're playing their best heading into the postseason? Doc Rivers.
Yeah, it does, but I don't want to overplay it because, you kind of stop, you get the week and you got to restart. But I like some of the things we're doing. I actually think we need the week of practice. I really do. I think we can really hone in on some stuff that we want to do, especially with Giannis handling the ball more. There's some things we feel like we need to get better at, and I think we can do that.
Baseball, the Brewers lost to the Diamondbacks 5-2, losing the series in Arizona 2-1. The Crew is now 8-8. They open a 3-game series tonight at home against the Detroit Tigers. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy tonight, couple of showers around and breezy, some mixed snow possible, low in the mid-30s. Sunshine returns for tomorrow, but the wind stays up, high in the upper 40s. Warmer day on Wednesday with lots of sunshine and highs well in the 50s. Right now it's 48.
The Todd Alba Show.
Markets continue to tumble after Donald Trump's additional tariffs. I'm not here to tell anybody, I told you so. I think it goes to show how much hurt, anxiety, and angst there was in the voting public in the fall. They were looking for anything to believe in. But now the hard, cold reality is starting to slap people in the face. Trump and Vance have lied, and now the chickens are coming home to roost.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. The Maggie Dawn Show.
New texter on our text line said this: I think any other president would take these protests very seriously, but our current one couldn't care less. Anybody remember, Nero fiddling while Rome burned? You get a little of that vibe here. The man's off golfing over the weekend as the world economy is lit on fire and nosediving. Can't be bothered.
The Maggie Dawn Show. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the Civic Media app. Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on the show, tariffs on, tariffs off. What is going on with tariffs and what does this mean for Wisconsin? We'll kick it.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay. This is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who prefers to travel by catapult, Pete Schwaba.
It's true. Quickest way to get somewhere. No gas money involved. Welcome back to Night Light. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me. Comedian Dana Ehrman joins me in just a few minutes at 7:20. And we've got a few more minutes with my current guest here, this has been a very enlightening interview. For those of you who know someone with disabilities or are caregivers, we're talking about Arts for All Wisconsin with the executive director, Christina Martin Wright. Christina, we have a text for you that I want to read.
Really?
That's part of the reason I wanted to keep you. Nick from Marshall says, Arts for All is awesome. He says, I've been taking a visual arts class at one of the locations in Madison for the last 2 years, and I keep coming back because I love the projects we make. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy interacting with my classmates. So there you go.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. Thank you,
That
Nick.
is terrific. Thanks, Nick.
Nick also says, hey, Pete and Conrad, my favorite chick flick would probably have to be Monster-in-Law. So maybe he could write a painting or do a painting of Jane Fonda. Paula, Conrad's mom, also says Miss Congeniality, and I also enjoyed Legally Blonde. That's our question of the night, folks. What's your favorite chick flick? I had to offset the testosterone movies I saw this weekend in Warfare and The Amateur, so we're going chick flick. We've had some phenomenal suggestions and favorites here, so keep those texts coming, folks. You could text us on the stream with your old-fashioned cell phone or on the Civic Media app anywhere in the state. Please chime in. We love to read your texts. Christina, okay, so we were talking about veterans. It's so great. How can people that know somebody or a veteran that might benefit from these programs? I know you've already said it. Share with us again, please, how to get a hold of you guys.
Yeah, I think that the easiest and most direct way is to reach out to info, which is just info at artsforallwi.org, or go right onto our website, artsforallwi.org, and just reach out into any of the links, the contact us line, and someone will get back to you right away.
Outstanding. I also want to point out that in the email you sent earlier, this involved or was related to Spark, I believe, was that you offer scholarships and financial aid for those people that have hardships or maybe can't do it but would benefit from the programs.
Yes, to the best of my knowledge, we have never turned anyone away because of their inability to pay.
Oh, that's
and
fantastic.
You know how we can make sure that that remains true in our next 40 years? Is for people, anyone who can spare a little bit of support, to please give not only to Arts for All Wisconsin, but to any of the nonprofit organizations, especially, of course, the arts in our great state. We are 49th in the state. Maybe sometimes we make our way up to 48 for public arts funding. So
Is
all
that
of
true?
us, yes, it really is.
Oh, dear God.
It really is.
Wow.
So with the news that I heard during the break, you know, there are a lot of hits right now to our federal funding and our state funding. So anything that anybody can spare, it doesn't even take a lot. An organization like Arts for All wisely uses your resources and does tremendous things.
Very well said. Also, keep us posted. We're on statewide here, so anytime you have a big event happening around the state, please keep us informed.
Fantastic.
Before I let you go, what are you watching on TV? You're tied in culturally to movies and TV. I know you have a very savvy show business taste.
Well, thank you so much, Pete.
Well, you're welcome. What are you binge watching? Anything? Have you seen any movies?
I am missing Severance. I loved Severance, and I hope that we don't have to wait another 3 years before we get the next chapter.
Let me ask you something. I am trying so hard to get into that show. I'm on season 1, episode 5 or 6, and it's kind of slow, and then they drop these bombs. Did it take you a while to get into it?
No.
And if so, I'll stick with
No, it's the colors are just completely my jam. Yeah, the set design, the scenic
you like
elements.
the aesthetic.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I'm so far into it now. I'm going to stick with it, but I just keep wanting something more to happen. I don't know.
Be patient, my friend. Be patient.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I will do that just because you told me to. Hey, this is really fun. Have a great night there in Madison, Christina. Thank you for spending some time with us. Keep up the amazing work you're doing at Arts for All Wisconsin.
Will do, Pete.
All right. That's Christina Martin Wright. Check out Arts for All Wisconsin. It's artsforallwi.org if you're interested in their programs or donating money or whatever. They've got a lot going on, so check it out. And I think it's fantastic. That sounds like a great program. Have you ever thought about taking like a painting class, Conrad?
You know, I'm so bad at painting that I don't know if I can be helped.
That's a cop-out. Come on, man.
My doodles were very bad in college.
Right, the fact that you call them doodles tells me I'm going to believe you on your painting ability. I meant to tell you, I saw Emerson Lehman is a frequent guest here at Nightlight. He's always great about coming in. We have a great time hanging out. does amazing work on the morning show at WBAY. He is also an avid pickleballer. And Conrad, you introduced him to the show because he went to high school with your older brother, correct?
No, I went to school with his younger brother.
Okay.
But we were in school at the same time. He graduated a year before me.
Emerson did? Or his brother?
Well, no, Emerson graduated a year before me.
Oh, okay.
And his brother was in my grade.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Did he ever bully you or?
Honestly, I didn't really even know him then.
Okay.
I didn't really know him until one of my good friends is friends with him. So kind of got introduced that way.
Such a good guy. He was in Marinette yesterday, and I was talking about Mike Strelo, who is a Milwaukee news anchor who is from Marinette. I knew the name, but we were transplants. I think he was out of Marinette before we even got there when I was in junior high. But he said, tell my good pal Emerson Lehman I said hello. So we're going to have Mike on the show soon. That'll be fun. And Emerson had very nice things to say about Mike too. So Marinette representing. Thank you, Mike Strelo. Look forward to having you on the show. And Emerson was crushing it on the pickleball diamond, court, field, whatever you call it.
Well, didn't he get I think I saw third place, right?
That sounds about right. I think he's considered really good. There is another guy there who tomorrow night, folks, if you tune in, I got some sound bites at the Marinette Rec Center, and we'll have some sound bites from pickleball players and fans. It'll be a fun little piece, but someone introduced me to the actual ringer, a guy and his name is Zach, and he is a pro. He's 21, and apparently you can't get anything past him. He's just like a monster on the pickleball court, and he's got sponsors. How do you like that?
I mean, that's pretty cool.
It's very cool. Like it kind of sucks when a new craze comes along. And I'm an okay pickleball player. We've played in the driveway for years now. Actually, my mom was on the pickleball thing like 12 years ago, but I never took it seriously. I was like, oh, this is a fun backyard game, like bocce ball. But there are people making a living at it now.
Yeah, you never know when something's just going to go.
It's ridiculous.
The wave. It was like golf first and then pickleball. I wonder what the next thing will be.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't know either. But Emerson is on it too. He's pretty darn good player, as I understand it. But he will be here Friday, folks. He will talk about his Marinette experience. He says he always has a good time when he goes to Marinette, which made me happy. So we'll talk to Emerson Friday, and we'll have some good sound bites from the pickleball tournament in Marinette last weekend, just yesterday and Saturday, actually. So that'll be fun. As I mentioned, I saw two great movies. Well, I saw two movies this weekend. One was great. One was okay. The Amateur and Warfare. I have not seen. Have you seen the Minecraft movie yet?
Yeah. We talked about it last week.
We did, right? I can't keep it straight because my son is about your age, and he said, Dad, I'd be happy to come on the air and give a review. He went and saw it with a buddy of his last week.
Oh, I'd be curious. Because I thought, all right, it was fun, but the movie sucked. Like, it was fun. There was some funny moments, but overall, the story, just how it progressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I played the game.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like that actually happened in the action. So I was like, it's okay. But I did see something over the weekend that I thought was pretty funny. They now added disclaimers at the beginning of the movie.
At the beginning of the Minecraft movie?
Yep.
Okay. Like if you get soda thrown on you, you're here at your own risk.
It says, we know you like the excitement of this movie, and whenever we say chicken jockey, please don't throw stuff.
How did that start?
I think it was like just a stupid TikTok trend or something. But
okay.
Anyways, on Sunday, I don't know where it was, but when they're airing that disclaimer before the movie, Jack Black actually walked in and was like, "Don't do this, guys."
Walked in on camera, you mean? Like
no. He actually went into the movie theater.
And
had a microphone in his hand. I don't remember.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he came in and he was like, "I am Steve." And then the whole crowd just started clapping and everything.
Let's be honest. Teenage boys are the biggest jerks in society.
Honestly.
I was one. I get it.
Yeah.
If I had a journal of all the dumb things I said as a teenage boy, you've got to excuse behavior to a point, but when you're throwing popcorn and vomiting, that's just like, what are you doing, parents? And it's not everybody. But right?
Yeah, no, I think, It's not even just teenage boys doing it either.
Oh, really?
It's my age, you know. But I think that this is just a dumb way to watch movies.
Yeah.
And I saw a review that Puberty did on Instagram, and they asked people, "What was your review of the movie?" It was pretty much the exact same thing I said. It's like, it was fun, but the movie sucked.
It's a ratings. It's a box office darling, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just so popular that's the reason people are going to see it. It's a game that was like my generation's like really fun game.
Yeah,
I played it when I was like 11, 12,
Could you do the Minecraft dance?
The Minecraft dance?
Isn't that the Minecraft dance, or is it?
No, that's
what is that one?
You're thinking of Fortnite.
Fortnite. Minecraft is actually a great game for kids. Like, it teaches them cool stuff. I can't believe we went from there to what's happening in movie theaters. It's just insane.
I just can't believe that they're thinking about making a sequel already.
Well, you knew that was coming. Those opening day numbers, I could have told you that. Here's this AI thing that recaps the show on the text line. I love it. It called me Peach Waba.
Peach Guava.
Peach Guava. Milwaukee comic Dana Ehrman is coming up next. Stick around. It's Nightlight with Peach Waba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for Matt and Air on Air.
Hey, it's me, your liver. You know, the organ that helps you recover every weekend at the pizza, donuts, and all those drinks. When you have a headache, you take an aspirin. You have a stomach ache, you pop an acid. But where's the love for your best buddy, the liver? The least that you could do to help me stay healthy is take Active Liver from New Nordic. Active Liver tablets contain high-quality, all-natural ingredients like milk thistle, globe artichoke, and turmeric extracts, which are proven to keep me healthy and you feeling your best. Active Liver provides an easy daily detox and helps protect me all year long. So let me make you an offer you can't refuse. You take care of me with Active Liver, and I keep taking care of you. Capiche?
See for yourself why Active Liver is Scandinavia's #1 liver health supplement. You can find Active Liver at CVS and online at Amazon or directly from NewNordicUSA.com. Again, find it in stores at CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. Now is the time to start a meaningful career as a caregiver. Make a real difference in people's lives. WisCaregiver.com gives you 2 great options for free. Train for the in-demand caregiver workforce as a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or become a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. All training is free. Plus, you can earn a
Get up home, I wanna drive them home. When you're feeling blue,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pete Schwaba. This is Nightlight. Our question of the night: what is your favorite chick flick? I had to offset the war movie I saw this weekend, so we're bringing the universe back into balance and asking people what their favorite chick flick. I would say Bridesmaids is ahead so far.
It's a favorite.
Substantially. You didn't like Love Actually. I had that as one of mine. I like Legally Blonde. We've heard The Notebook, all kinds of great suggestions. Keep them coming, folks. You can text us on the app. It's very easy to use, or on the stream. What stream, Conrad?
Well, you can go on Facebook, WGBW, WISS, or Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. On YouTube, it's Civic Media or WGBW. And on Twitter, it's WGBW or Civic Media.
Give us a like or a follow if you don't mind while you're there. I've been encouraged to ask for likes and follows. I'm begging for them, actually. I'll take them.
Yeah.
I'll buy them.
Any likes we can get.
I will bribe people to like the show. Fortunately, we haven't had to do that yet. All right. I'm excited. This next guest of mine, this is her first time on Nightlight. I've heard so much about her, and I've been anxious to have her on the show, and I'm so glad this worked out tonight. She is joining us. Well, I don't know where she's joining us from, but she's a Milwaukee-based stand-up comedian, and her name is Dana Ehrman. Dana, welcome.
Hey, Pete. Thanks for having me. I am in Milwaukee, so you got it.
All right, fantastic. I thought so, but I didn't want to make assumptions. But it's great to have you here. I'm glad we figured this out, and I know you're very busy. You've got a lot of gigs, as they say.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that way. April's been a busy one so far, and that's not going to change.
Good for you. I remember I was a stand-up comic in the 90s, and there was nothing I hated more than an open date on my calendar. And we didn't even have Palm Pilots was the first electronic thing. We had actual calendars. We wrote our dates in. So
hey, Pete, I'm doing that. I'm doing the same. Yeah.
Look at you, old school. All right, we are already kindred spirits. Hey, do you have a favorite chick flick?
I like some of the ones you were talking about. I mean, Bridesmaids, Legally Blonde, but one of my favorites is My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts. Yeah.
Sure. That's a great one. Yeah, I don't think we've heard that tonight. That's a great one. All right, it's good to have you here. I know that you recently, Dana, did a gig in Port Washington at Memories Ballroom.
That's right.
And I think it was Greg Schwem you worked with. I already had him lined up for the show, so we're doing this sort of retroactively. But how did that gig go? That's a great room, huh?
Oh, that is a great room. I think it went incredibly well. It was packed out, and Greg was great to work with, and the host, Rob Haswell, meteorologist, was also really great. So that was cool.
Oh, wow. So wait a minute. There's a host who's a local meteorologist, and is this a side hustle, the comedy thing?
Yeah, I asked him, and he said that back in the day he did a lot of improv stuff in Chicago, and then life happens, you get a family, and that slowed down, but he's always enjoyed doing it. And he just did straight up crowd work, which is hard to do, but he nailed it.
Yeah. He didn't do any weather comedy? How about those 5-day forecasts, folks? Nothing like that?
Nothing like that. And that would have been understandable.
Sure. That's admirable. That's awesome. All right. So for those of our listeners who might not have heard of you or know what you do exactly, obviously, other than being a comedian, can you tell us a little bit about your background and where you grew up and how you got into stand-up?
Yeah. So I born and raised in West Allis, Wisconsin. And, pause for people to either groan or, recoil. Basically it was when I went to Carthage College in Kenosha that I joined Stand-Up Comedy Club. And that was my start into it. I guess I just did it to do something new. And I also, I don't know, my friends and family thought that I was funny. So I gave it a shot, and it went well enough that I kept doing it. But I always say, if I had bombed that first time, we wouldn't be here today, for sure.
No kidding. Do you think it's that way with a lot of people? Because I remember the first time I ever did it was at a coffee house at DePaul University, Coffee House Theater, they called it. It was a once-a-year thing, very friendly crowd. And I'm with you. I don't know that the person that goes up and bombs the first night, do they go back? Do you know people like that?
I think so. And what's crazier is there's levels to it. I had it the best doing it at my college in front of other students, then you with the coffee house. But I mean, everyone else I know is doing it in a bar late at night.
Yeah.
Half the people don't want you to be doing it. It's just the worst environment. And yeah, I know people who go up for the first time, bomb, don't do it for 2 years and then go back.
Yeah. Because they just have it. It's still inside them and they know they can do better, right? It just takes a while to get the courage up, maybe.
I guess so. And yeah, they do a lot of watching, taking, mental notes, but yeah, could never be me.
So, all right. So you're from West Allis. Is that a good base? Is that a good place to be from? You mentioned groans or recoiling. Do you get jokes based on the fact that you're from there? Is it a funny city to be from?
I joke a little bit about it. It just has a reputation where people joke about it. I mean, it's just a really blue collar town. And so, yeah, I can always start off a set in Wisconsin and talk a little bit about that because
Yeah.
people know about it, and you can talk about State Fair because that's where it is. It opens up a lot.
Is Tom Clark from West Allis? Isn't he from there?
I
Do you know
don't know
Tom?
if technically West Dallas, but like another surrounding suburb, maybe like Wauwatosa. But yeah, Tom
Yeah.
Clark is a great guy.
Yeah, he's great. Well, I know you did some work for the State Fair recently. We have a clip of you we want to get to.
Oh, yeah.
You talked about your family thinking you were funny and your friends.
Mhm.
When did you think? Was it after the first time you went up, or was it before that where you thought, I have to try this? I know I can do this.
I mean, it was a combination of like right before college is when I started getting into stand up myself. Like I was finding like Janine Garofalo clips on YouTube and just thinking like it totally shattered the small idea of what I thought stand up was. I thought it was very
Right.
much like one liner, like setup, punchline, whatever. And she wasn't doing any of that.
She
So,
was
like,
she was very brave, right? With her approach, she would just talk about stuff.
yeah, just talking, like just saying things in a funny way, like a funny vocabulary or whatever, not
Yeah.
just like the stuff that I don't know, some pop culture
Set up
makes you think it is.
punchline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Dana, we got to do the news. Great to have you here. We're coming right back. You're going to hear some of Dana's comedy, and I have a lot more questions for our guest, who it's great to get to know tonight on Nightlight. We're coming right back. It's Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Settlement 97.9 WGBW. Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. According to the FBI, a Wisconsin teen is accused of killing his parents to fund a plot to assassinate President Donald Trump and spark a revolution. Stuart J. Waddles has more.
17-year-old Makita Kassup from Waukesha allegedly aligned with a neo-Nazi group and planned to flee to Ukraine after getting explosives in a drone. Federal documents filed last week revealed he discussed hiding in Ukraine with a contact there. Investigators say they uncovered a manifesto calling for the assassination of the president with goals of bomb-making and other terror activity. Kassup is currently in custody on a $1 million bond, facing multiple felony charges, including first-degree intentional homicide. He's accused of killing his mother and stepfather at the end of February.
Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul and the Anti-Robocall Multi-State Litigation Task Force have notified 9 service providers that they may be violating federal and state laws by allowing alleged robocalls on their networks. According to a press release, the warning letters included details uncovered during the task force's investigations and analysis of alleged illegal or suspicious robocalls. Examples of the traced robocalls include alleged credit card scams, political impersonations, Social Security imposters, and vehicle warranty scams. Starting today, the city of Oshkosh has teamed up with Passport Labs, an online and app-based parking system to allow users to apply for, purchase, and manage their permits online. The permits will be virtual, linked to vehicle license plates, and transactions will require a credit or debit card and an email address. Information is available on the Oshkosh Parking Permit website. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. There will be a large Hollywood presence at this year's Cannes, some people say Cannes, Film Festival. The 8th and final installment, supposedly, of the Mission Impossible franchise, Dead Reckoning Part 2, will premiere at Cannes. Tom Cruise is expected to attend. Spike Lee will also premiere his new film, Highest to Lowest, which stars Denzel Washington. That is according to Lee's Instagram account. Scarlett Johansson makes her directorial debut at Cannes as well with her film Eleanor the Great. Films by Wes Anderson, Richard Linklater, Ari Aster, Julia DeCurno, and Kelly Reichardt are considered the ones to watch for the prestigious Palme d'Or, which is French for Golden Palm. As far as film festivals with hard-to-pronounce names and words go, Cannes, or Cannes, is the most prestigious. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy tonight, couple of showers around and breezy, some mixed snow possible, low in the mid-30s. Sunshine returns for tomorrow, but the wind stays up, high in the upper 40s. Warmer day on Wednesday with lots of sunshine and highs well in the 50s. Right now it's 48.
Picture waking up to stunning waterfront views on Lake Michigan with private beach access right outside your door. Can you see it? Make it a reality and book a vacation rental in Door County, Wisconsin, and discover a world of natural beauty and relaxation. Explore charming small towns full of arts, shopping, and history. Head out for boating, kayaking, and hiking in scenic parks, or stop and sip local wines at Door County's best wineries and breweries. What kind of trip are you planning? Find your perfect Door County getaway today at simpleliferentals.com.
Hey, it's John Mino and Jim Schmidt from Mino and the Mayor. Want to stay in the loop with all things Northeast Wisconsin? Sign up for the WGBW weekly newsletter.
Get the latest local stories, updates on the weather, and a special feature from our Mino and the Mayor podcast.
It's your one-stop shop for real news and great conversation in Northeast Wisconsin.
Log on to WGBW.FM today and get signed up.
Real news, great conversation. Sign up today at WGBW.FM/newsletter. Todd Albaugh.
Hey, everybody, join us next time. Pat Cratlow, host of Up.
Great to have you with me here on this edition of Nightlight. I am Pete Schwaba. It is a Monday night. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up this week, folks. Tomorrow night, Heather Heil will be here in studio. Heather knows everything that is going on in Northeast Wisconsin, and she's always a blast to talk to. Conrad, we need a quiz. Let's get a quiz ready. Wednesday night, actor Mike Starr from Miller's Crossing and Dumb and Dumber will be here, and Matt Miller will be on after Mike. So Matt will give us a rundown of the Milwaukee Film Festival. And then Mike Clemens, Civic Media Sports Authority, gives the popcorn pick of the week at 6:35 on Thursday. Friday is Emerson Lehman from WBAY, the WBAY Morning Show, and it's a bar band Friday night with our pal Terry Barr. That's all coming up this week on Nightlight. Our question of the night, if you still want to get in on the fun, is what is your favorite chick flick? Let us know, and we will read your text on the radio. Right now, we have a few more minutes with our new friend, Dana Ehrman joins us over the stream from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Maybe you've heard of it. Dana, that was Milwaukee. When I did stand up, I was based out of Chicago. Milwaukee truly was my favorite city to work. The crowds were fantastic. There was the Comedy Cafe on Brady Street. I know they moved downtown and now they're gone. And the Laughing Tap is there, which I understand is a great room as well. What are your favorite rooms to work in Milwaukee and around the state?
Oh man, that's a great question. Well, the Laughing Tap comes to mind as number one, like you mentioned. It's an intimate space that's always shown me a lot of love, and the owners there have given me a lot of opportunity, from hosting up until headlining in early December. I got to.
Nice.
So that comes to mind, but it's a cliche, but Comedy on State then in Madison is, by many regarded as the best in the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of the obvious ones are the best.
Do you have favorite clubs outside of the state? Do you like cities in particular you like to travel to or do stand up in?
Well, I've only been to Ann Arbor once. I went last month, but they've got a club there. And it's a great city. It's a college town. That club was electric. So that's a new favorite I hope to get to. It's called, let's see, the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm going to do Grand Rapids in June. So it's like now I'm hitting Michigan.
All right. Fantastic. Was that weird headlining for the first time in your hometown? They always say there's that famous phrase, it's hardest to headline in your hometown. What was that like in making that jump from feature where you only have to do like maybe 25 or 30 minutes to an extra 15 or 20 minutes?
Well, it's certainly, I mean, features is usually the sweet spot.
Yeah.
But I would say the hardest part about like headlining at the Laughing Tap for friends and family is that like you appreciate the support and love from friends and family, but I find the worst thing is to look into a crowd and lock eyes with somebody you know. Like that's the worst. I'd rather
Yeah.
perform in front of strangers, even though that sounds like I'm not appreciating the support, you know?
No, I totally get that. That's great. We have a clip of your stand-up I'd like to play right now for people to give them an idea what you do on stage, and then we'll let you know where you can find out more about Dana when we come back. Conrad, play that clip of Dana's comedy, please.
Madison, I have a boyfriend. You can give it up for that. I'll allow it. I also, at my day job, share an office with an older woman named Fran. You can give it up for that. I'll allow that. What's better, right? I don't know. Fran, being the older woman that she is, though, she craves details about my personal life. Okay? She loves them. Can't get enough of them. They're like vitamins to her. Okay? I decided to throw her a bone the other day, and I just said, Fran, just thought you ought to know, I'm seeing someone. And Fran said, Dana, that's fantastic. I hear therapy helps a lot of people. Joke's on you, Fran. I've been in therapy for years. Catch up, okay? Catch up. I know I just said I had a boyfriend, but we broke up. But, like, I'm fine, okay? No, this is how fine I am, okay? Like, let's just say my bed's not empty at night, okay? We'll just say that. Yeah, sure. No, like last night I was sharing it with somebody very hairy and real fast-moving hands, if I can just say that. Centipede. I found a centipede in my bed.
That's great. That's Dana Ehrman. She's with us on the stream here tonight at Nightlight. Where can people see you, Dana, and where can they follow you on your socials to learn more about you?
Yeah, so on social media, just across the board, if you do at Dana Jokes, you'll find me there. And I do post all my dates, but I did just want to bring up that on Friday, April 25th, I'm going to be with our friend Jimmy McHugh in Poplar Grove at Tim. You know what? I don't want to say it. I don't want to get it wrong, but in Poplar Grove.
Okay.
But then, I mean, yeah, I would just follow me on social media. The only thing I would want to say is June 11th, we're doing a big benefit for the Alzheimer's Association in West Bend.
Oh, nice.
So there's a huge lineup, including Charlie Barons, Johnny Beaner, Rachel Mack, Chastity Washington. So that'll be a great one.
Wow, that's fantastic. You have, I just in reading about you today, you were a fellow English major. I was also an English major. And you also have, you studied film studies, which I think is great because that's where I ended up going to for my stand-up days. Was that a good major for someone? It is, right? For someone who wants to be a comedian. I mean, words are so important.
I think so. I definitely have noticed that there are a lot of English majors like within the Milwaukee comedy scene and in general. But yeah, anything that makes you write, makes you expand your vocabulary, and really illuminates that a word can make a huge difference, that's going to help for sure.
Where do you stand on the Oxford comma?
Oh my gosh, I've flip-flopped throughout my life. I was a strong yes, I was a strong no, and now I kind of take it situation by situation.
That's fantastic. It's funny, I know you're joking, but I used to not think it was necessary. And as I've gotten older, I think it's very necessary.
But
it's crazy.
Pete, I'm not even joking. I see it both ways. I can't pick a side.
That's fair. Who are your favorite? You maybe just mentioned some of them, but Wisconsin, I've learned, is a great comedy state. I mean, I love the clubs here when I did stand-up, but I wasn't based here. Now that I've lived here for several years, I cannot believe how many great comedians there are here. Do you have favorites in our state that are your favorite comedians to watch?
Sure. Well, I mean, ones that are already, big, like Mary Mack and Jackie Cation, they're from Wisconsin, and they are
Yeah.
just absolute annihilators. But then as far as names that people don't know but should, yeah, Chastity Washington out of Milwaukee is an absolute killer. Johnny Beaner was the last stand-up comic on David Letterman.
I love that stat. Yeah, that's so great.
Isn't that something? My God. And then,
He's
yeah,
hilarious.
Rachel Mack was on David Spade's late night show. She lived in LA but has come back. And
Oh, wow.
so, ton of heavy hitters. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those people have been on the show. I'm not familiar with Rachel Mack though. We'll have to look into her and see, and Chastity Washington.
Mhm.
And what about comedians from elsewhere? And who are your influences, Dana?
So Janine Garofalo was a big one. I mentioned kind of,
Yeah.
I loved seeing her in movies. And then when I discovered her stand up, that was huge. And Maria Bamford, not Wisconsin, but Minnesota, definitely has a Midwest, personality. And her stand up's been very influential. And Rachel Feinstein, I think, is another that just pushed me to talk about the kinds of things that I talk about.
You seem like, or at least in the clips I've seen, you work fairly clean. Is that important to you?
Well, I think it's important to be able to.
Okay.
I've added some things that are a little dirtier, but to not be able to, I think shuts you out of a lot of opportunity. So I think everybody should at least, strive to have those 15 or 20 minutes to open themselves up to other gigs. But I don't feel a need to be one way or the other.
Okay, that's a great answer. My guest is Dana Ehrman. She's a Milwaukee-based stand-up comedian. You can see her April 25th in Poplar Grove with our friend Jim McHugh, and June 11th. Where is that June 11th show for Alzheimer's?
It is at the Bend Theater in West Bend. Beautiful
Okay.
downtown historic theater.
Outstanding. Is there a comedy style, Dana, that you can't stand or that makes your skin crawl? Or comics, if you don't mind mentioning them, but you don't have to.
I don't know if there's anything I can't stand. I mean, I think anything can be done or anything can be talked about if it's done well, right? It's just like those that don't do it well.
Right.
But no, I'm always amazed at people who are more animated than I am because I'm very kind of just dry and monotone. So I'm always into seeing people that are different than me.
That's fantastic. So what clubs do you have any club dates coming up we can share with people?
Oh man, well I just got done with the Kenosha Comedy Club with Chris Kattan and Greg Schwem.
Oh,
Greg and
wow.
I doing back-to-back
Wow.
weekends together.
Okay.
But yeah, club dates right now, not until I hit Grand Rapids in June. So,
Okay.
but things, the thing about getting booked at clubs is it can be very last minute. So hopefully something comes up with the Milwaukee Improv or Laughing Tap or Comedy on State between now and then.
Follow your socials. That's probably the best way to stay clued in. You also, I noticed online, you covered the state fair last year. Was that a good place to get material? Do you like talking to people and thinking off the cuff and that kind of stuff?
Well, it wasn't totally just like man on the street.
Yeah.
Like crowd work and improv and thinking on my feet are definitely skills I need to be better at. But yeah, I just choose silly things to try there. Or, I did the slingshot ride where they fling you up into the air, and I just made a video about that. I've talked to people about, the bucks outside of the milk stand. I mean, if none of that's making sense to the listeners, you just have to go to the state fair. But yeah, it's a fantastic place. I go multiple times every year.
So you are a Wisconsin girl through and through. You went to Carthage College. You started your stand-up career here, and it seems like you're most at home here. You also were a film studies major or minor?
Minor, yeah.
Okay. So what are your favorite movies? Because we talk about movies and TV on this show a lot. What kind of movies do you like to watch? And what have you seen lately that you could recommend?
Okay. So, I mean, one of my all-time favorites is A League of Their Own. I
Nice.
just think it's got everything. It's funny, it's sad, it's historical. Lately, I've seen a documentary. It's called Secret Mall Apartment. It's
Oh,
about
I've
this.
heard of that.
Yeah, it's about this mall in Rhode Island. To build it, they knocked down a lot of housing, and a group of artists did a performance art piece, and they found an abandoned place in that mall to create an apartment, kind of as a sticking it to the man, like you kicked us out, but we're in here. It's very
Right.
interesting.
What about when it comes to TV? Have you binge watched anything that you could recommend? Anything bingeable or cringeable?
Well, I did just go through the latest season of White Lotus. I think that's a show better binged because week to week it's very boring. So yeah, I can tell you what I don't recommend, and that would be that.
White Lotus. All right.
White Lotus.
Dana, thanks so much for your time tonight. This was
Thanks for
fun.
having me.
Please don't be a stranger. We'd love to talk again soon if you're game.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that.
All right. Knock 'em dead. That's Dana Ehrman. Check her out April 25th in Poplar Grove and June 11th at the Bend Theater for an Alzheimer's. But follow her on her social medias because she's active, and that's a great way to keep tabs on everything. All right. We're coming right back to shut this thing down and maybe read some text. It's Schwaba and Nightlight, Civic Media, Radio Network.
There's a progress we have found, a way to talk around the problem. Building towers, foresight isn't anything at all. Why the sky and so the sky.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Reviewing the week's legal news with a friend of the court.
Well, I'm looking forward to Saturday morning. I haven't missed one. Outstanding. Just like being in school.
It has been a week in the areas of law and government and the aspiration for justice in America. As always, I am delighted. I am honored that you have chosen to spend some of your weekend time with me in discussion.
Amicus, a law review with Jim Santel. Saturday mornings from 9 to 11.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself, surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
The Todd Alba Show.
Markets continue to tumble after Donald Trump's additional tariffs. I'm not here to tell anybody, oh, I told you so. I think it goes to show how much hurt, anxiety, and angst there was in the voting public in the fall. They were looking for anything to believe in. But now the hard, cold reality is starting to slap people in the face. Trump and Vance have lied, and now the chickens are coming home to roost.
The Todd Alba Show. Weekdays, noon till 2 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
That first time seeing my son, I feel like my life did a 180. He really a definition of like why he loves somebody.
Through all of fatherhood's first, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime.
Welcome back. This is Nightlight. I am your host, Pete Schwaba, getting ready to close the books on a Monday night. It's funny. She was talking about White Lotus, and it was interesting that she said you have to binge it, and it's better that way than going week to week.
It always is.
I agree, but a good show is a good show. What did you think about that?
I still enjoyed watching it, week to week, but I would. There were some episodes where they were kind of, a little bit boring. Would have been fun, maybe looking forward to the next episode, what's going to happen right away after it, instead of having to wait a week. But overall, is season 3 is not as good as season 2 or season 1.
See, that's a bummer, because I was going to start it, and I'll watch it, but now it's like not at the top of my list, when before I couldn't wait to get to it, because I want to have John Grimes back on the show too.
Oh, his character is awesome.
Right.
That he played it so good in season 3.
But I want to see it before he comes back. So, and I did start watching Mobland over the weekend. I watched the first 2 episodes of that. And I like it. Tom Hardy's good. Pierce Brosnan. It's nothing new yet, but it is a Guy Ritchie show. He's a great director, so I'll stick with that. But what do you think about, I'm interested to get your perspective on this. Like, I remember Jay Leno, when I was a young comic, he would say, don't make fun of people for something they can't control. Like, if there's a guy sitting up front in a wheelchair, you don't make fun of him for the fact that he can't walk. You could do something else, but don't go after something he can't control. This girl, Amy Lou Wood, who was on White Lotus, Saturday Night Live made fun of her teeth. And they had a girl, one of their cast members, play her in a sketch, and she had like very exaggerated teeth. Like, I kind of still feel like Jay Leno, like, he was a phenomenal comedian. I was not a huge fan of his hosting abilities on the Tonight Show, but he was one of the best stand-ups ever. And I still kind of subscribe to that. Like, why do you have to make fun of people for something that, like, she has big teeth? Why is that funny? I don't know. Am I wrong here?
No, I don't.
What's your take as a young fella? What do you think?
I mean, I agree. I don't think it's nice to make fun of something that they can't control, you know?
Right. And she was hurt by it too. She took to social media and said, I thought this was mean. I like the show. I watched it 2 weeks ago. I thought it was hilarious. But she thought, and it's like, why do you have to make someone feel like crap for something they have no control over?
Yeah, I totally agree.
So I don't know. That was kind of a strange one. So we have to think of I already have a question for tomorrow night. I'm not going to let it out yet, but great movies, folks. If you're looking for something to watch in the theaters, I did this in the Beats that will come out tomorrow. But of the top 5 films that, as far as grosses go at the box office, Minecraft is number 1. That is the lowest rated, or in terms of critics liking it, very mediocre reviews. But the next 4 films, there is really something for everybody. There's a thriller, there's a war film, there's a religious film. King of Kings got good reviews. Warfare got amazing reviews. The Amateur was rated fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. And then Drop got good reviews too. So there is a lot to see out there, because this is a holiday weekend. New films will come out, obviously, but your Adam Sandler film will not be one of them.
You don't want to see Sandy Wexler this weekend?
Well, now I'm kind of curious.
I really want you to watch that and come back and just say a few words on it.
Let me see what I can do. Sometimes people flip out over Sandler, and I don't get it. Like, I feel like he just does this character that I just want to scream. But he is a very funny guy. Like, his song parodies on Saturday Night Live, he's a great stand-up. But in movie form, I have trouble with some of his films. I like some of them, but I don't know.
I mean, all right, so Jack and Jill is the worst film of Adam Sandler I've ever seen. That movie sucks.
But worse than the one you were just talking about, the Wexler?
Yeah, no. Wexler's bad, but Jack and Jill's a whole different level of bad.
Because he plays Jill. That's horrible.
It's so bad. The story's stupid. If you've never seen that, you should go watch it and just. It's so bad that you'll cringe like every 20 minutes.
I've told you in the past on this show, and here's why I can't, for a long time anyway, I could not criticize Adam Sandler. And it's because he and I were both on a CD-ROM that came out before DVDs or whatever, when the networks would put out their promotional stuff. His picture and my picture were on the cover of this CD-ROM for Comedy Central. So I still have that laying around the house, and my son saw it when he was like 12, and he's like, is this why you don't like Adam Sandler? Because he's this rich, successful, crazy movie star, and you're you. Like, and first of all, he was already famous when they made this. I had a couple guys at Comedy Central that just liked me, so they put me on there. But forever in my family, I'm compared to that, which is not fair. So
I forgot to mention one thing about Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Jill, Adam Sandler,
right?
Love interest in the film is Al Pacino.
God, that's weird.
Like Al Pacino plays himself.
Do they kiss? Did Adam Sandler and Al Pacino kiss?
I think they almost do.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember if they actually do it.
Just do it. If you're a real actor, go for it. Oh, I like where this is going. All right, this is Pete Schwaba. Join me tomorrow night. Heather Heil will be here, folks. It's always fun when Heather is here. We're going to come up with a fun quiz for Heather. And lots of fun all week. Great to have you with me. Thank you to Dana Ehrman. Thank you to Christina Martin Wright. And all your texts, as usual. Great fun here at Nightlight. On behalf of the lovable producer, Conrad, I'm Pete Schwaba saying goodnight, Wisconsin.
He'd make a plan and he'd follow through. That's what Brian Boitano do. When Brian Boitano was in the Olympics skating for the gold, he did 2 sow cows and a triple. That's while wearing a blindfold. When Brian Boitano was in the Alps fighting grizzly bears, he used his magical fire breath and saved the maidens there. So what would Brian Boitano do if he were here today? I'm sure he'd kick an ass or two. That's what Brian Boitano do. I want this feature out of me. It has stunted my vocabulary.